Good evening, friends, and welcome to yet another exciting session of Candid Bina. And today we have, quite a lot of interesting news today lined up for you. And we do have an interesting interview of Shweta Singh Kirti, who is the sister or one of the sisters of SSR, and she recently gave a television interview, and it's a very shocking reaction which she did on that particular interview. We'll be discussing with regards to that as well. Welcome Vidya, welcome Savitri, welcome Vaisadi. So, friends, if you do like our content, make sure to hit that like button and share this video with your friends, your relatives, and each and everyone who is unaware as to what is really happening in the film industry. So, it is over to you. Yes.
Yeah. So it's a very one thing we noted. I mean, in the past 3.5 years, is that when people realized that there was nothing was going ahead in the SSR case, everybody quit the movement. Everybody from Style Rug and all these people who were connected, and the only few people who were there was Fogat and myself and one or two people. That's it. Everybody had almost left the movement, except of course the SSRians were there. Now, what has happened is the moment the SIT was formed last year, and slowly the movement is back. Everybody has returned to the fray, and they are all shouting and screaming, for justice, which is good for us because the more people talk about it, the more people discuss it, the faster are the chances that Sushant and Disha get justice. Of course, it will also shows that, see, there are people who try to only cash in on in the appropriate time to hit when the hammer is hot. But otherwise, what I feel is that the more people there are, the better the movement. Now, with regards to, in fact, we'll be discussing the interview with his sister based in Sushant's sister based in USA also. And yes, so let's move on to the first piece of news. A complaint has been filed against Bollywood actor Ranbir Kapoor in the Ghatkopar police station in Mumbai for allegedly hurting religious sentiments over a viral video while celebrating Christmas. The complaint has been filed by Bombay High Court's advocates Ashish Rai and Pankaj Mishra, in which they have demanded to register a case under sections 295A, 298, 534 of the Indian Penal Code (IPC). However, the police have not yet registered any FIR. In the viral video, wine and liquor are poured over a cake, and then Ranbir Kapoor sets it on fire, saying "Jai Mata Di." The rest of the family members also chanted the same. According to the complaint, the fire god is invoked in Hinduism before invoking other deities. But Ranbir Kapoor and his family members, which included Alia Bhatt, who was sitting with him and holding his hand, and his family members deliberately used intoxicants while celebrating Christmas and chanting Jai Mata Di. The video has been made and circulated to insult the religious sentiments of the complainants, it is alleged. So, while I really saw the video and I did find it rather distasteful, and I don't know what for what Alia is trying to show a face that she's screaming, and as though he's going to put a bomb or something. And so the whole thing is, wherever these people go, whether it's Alia Bhatt and Ranbir go, it's all nautanki, pura drama hai. They don't, they only do it for, publicity. So this is another publicity stunt which has fallen, against them now.
Yes. They know that when they chant these holy words and doing all this sort of nonsense acts, they will get some sort of negative publicity for themselves, and that was the very motive for this particular action by them. Hi, band everything. Hi, kaleidoscope, Manjusha. Okay, and hi Sunita. Hi Savitri. Yes.
Welcome, Sunita. Yeah, back to you, Jim.
Yeah. So, friends, coming to the main piece of news, and There was an interview with Shweta Singh Kirti. She is one of the sisters of SSR, and she's not very vocal with regards to the SSR case. She is in the US. So recently, a television channel interviewed her regarding the SSR case. Now, this is what she had to say. अगर कोई involved है, किसी ने गलत किया, कोई foul play है, after 3.5 years, Shweta Singh Kirti is using the word agar, or which means if. If means what? So ये लोग मर्डर मानते भी है कि नहीं, or they also believe, or do they believe a suicide theory? Now, this is quite shocking that why is she not sure if her own brother was, murdered, and because from the very statement she is saying agar, which means if
So
anyone,
here, yeah.
yeah,
So here is a question that I want to ask her. Did she not see the photographs of Sushant after his death? It was, in display for all the public. His leg was broken, his spine was broken. There were, laser marks on his neck, needle marks on his, neck and his feet and his, and his whole body was so broken up that they had to tie the body before cremation. Otherwise, it would have fallen and become pieces, as if it had fallen from a high-rise building. And to tell that the sister is not aware that it is a murder is very surprising. I mean, what are these? What is she trying to prove by saying this? Agar. Does she think that all the SSRians are mad? And they'll be asking for justice for a suicide?
yeah.
Really
See,
crazy.
yeah, but we have to give credit to Priyanka Singh, because Priyanka Singh has, very firmly said that it is a murder, and she has stood by that stand. But I mean, with regards to this particular sister, Shweta Singh Kirti, it is very shocking that she, makes this sort of statement with regards to her own brother. So,
And
but few points
she
to be,
says they all could have done so much, all educated. Absolutely.
and they are lawyers as well.
Yes.
So Priyanka Singh ji is a lawyer, and
Yeah.
but the intent is not there, as much. That is what I feel. They are not going aggressively. The way in which Rabia Khan went so aggressively, for fighting for Jia Khan, right? Hats off to her, against the whole system, against the whole system of lawyers. The system had loopholes. She was fighting against the Bollywood cabal. She was fighting against the drug mafia. So, and it's just one lady against the whole system, and hats off to her, right? If the SSR sisters, really fought like her, right? Maybe CBI would have been pressurized to, release a statement in public.
Absolutely.
And
So
also,
here, yeah.
yeah, one more thing, let me finish. With regards to the new SIT team being formed by Devendra Fadnavis, and but there's no reaction from any of the sisters regarding this particular development with regards to the Disha Salian case. Why is that? Because Disha Salian case is closely related to the SSR case. Why they are not reacting? Is there any threat to their lives, right? This is maybe the logical conclusion which I derived, right? That they should not utter any word, but at the same time, SSR's father, right, is sort of saying that he's supporting the SIT case of Disha Salian, right? So yeah, they
So
all could
here
have done so
also,
much.
what I wanted to say is that, see, because see, there are various people involved in the murder of these two people, and you're talking about Jia and many others. What happens is not and because all the proof was demolished by the Mahavikas Agadi, so what happened is that everybody just they thought that it could be the cabal making sure that the family are silent about it and not you know uh, going to open their mouths. Why I'm saying this is because there were two accidents. Earlier, in Bihar there was an accident where when they were walking, one of them, his sister and somebody else was walking. There was a bomb there, and then another incident was when the sister Priyanka's husband's relatives were traveling for a marriage. They all apparently died in some accident, you know and so they all felt that this is the cabal pressurizing that if they open their mouths they would be taught a lesson. So this was the same case with Disha's parents, you see. But then what happens is when public pressure is so strong, then they'll have to change their tune because the public are putting out all the proof and making sure that these people act under the noses of these politicians who control them. You know, so this is the same case that has happened in Disha's case. Now this is also going to happen in Sushant's case. They cannot rest easy. Now see if for example Dino Moria went to Priyam's house, okay, to show that he has great, affinity with the
Definitely.
prime minister. Yeah, with the prime minister, when it was actually an invitation to the Christian institutions to come and celebrate Christmas. So, he would have been a part of the Italian priest because he's half Italian. So, the impression he wanted to give through his connected people was that, see, even prime minister is very fond of me. Now, the prime minister stands and poses with many people. Doesn't mean that he's fond of all these people. Public. Sometimes you have certain people standing with you. They are not all your friends. So here, Dino Mori should understand very clearly. Everybody knows that he is being targeted by the federal agencies. There has been a scam, involving him, and also now very clearly Nitin Rane has also said that he is a part of the in the Disha Salian case as well. So these people cannot escape. Ultimately, the truth will come out. You try what you want. Like Ria can go to Dubai and say that she's still the ambassador of a pet, food brand, but everybody knows the noose is around her throat, her neck. Anytime it can fall. So this is why they are buying time. And what is Dubai? Everybody knows. For consultation, whether it is the person who crashed through the streets in his four-wheeler, everybody goes to Dubai to consult the big man. Now, whether this big man is dead or not, we do not know. Okay, there were rumors that he was poisoned and all that. So these people all land up at the doors, of certain people in Dubai to say that, see, we've been working so hard for you, we've been doing so many things, how are you protecting us? See, just like the common man is protected by the police and judiciary and all that, they are protected by a cabal. And that's how they go every time they land up at that door. And most of the shows that they do is free for these people. So something shows that what is good for you and for us is that these people are dara hua insan. Whether it is this Ria, whether it is Dino Morio, okay, whether it is this Sandeep Singh, they are all showing signs of being, really, really stressed out. So that's very good for us. Now, if this dumb sister of Sushant says that if it is a murder, so here again, I don't know what is wrong with this woman who knows very well, or is she again, being pushed by certain forces to say this? Come on, it's your brother. He was brutally killed. We who are not related to him have been fighting for the last 3.5 years, ever since he died. Give us some support. Even
Otherwise,
whether you're there or not, we will fight. But
otherwise,
added strength if you were also with us.
otherwise remain silent, right? You have the choice to do that as well.
Yeah, exactly.
See, Priya asked one question. I just want to ask the probability that Modi government is busy in Ayodhya, so SSR case might be ignored, says Priya. See, Maharashtra BJP government is, probing the Disha Salian case, and the CBI, of course, is probing the SSR case. So, based on the findings of the Disha Salian case, that those findings and whatever evidence, is being collected by the SIT team in the Disha Salian case, that will be handed over to the CBI from what I understand. And based on that findings, CBI should give us an update as to what is, the update on the SSR case. SSR sister Priyanka, being a lawyer, can take up the case and fight for him. Yes, but really, the intent is not enough. I must say. I think more a person using this moody meeting to give different message to the warrior. Yes, Priya. See, you saw that Sunil Shetty meeting Yogi ji, and now saying that boycott Bollywood movement is not effective at all, right? High respect for Meena and Jaydev, sir. Thanks, Chandan. Welcome, Swati. Very weird behavior of Shweta Singh. Yeah, it is really shocking. Why would she release such a statement, right?
We
It is
appeal to
shocking.
Priyanka Singh to move to the Supreme Court to get an update, says Mahua. And Ashmita says, good evening, Meenaji, Jaydev. Rabia Khan fought for her own child. Jia, Shweta is SSR's half sister. So perhaps she never had so much love or bonding with him. She does not seem as bothered. Yes, it's a fact.
Yes.
That's what you've said is very true, Ashmita. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. Now, moving on to the Narcotics Control Bureau, NCP has arrested hotelier Kunal Jani in a drug case in which actor
this is a not a recent news, but we just want to remind you of this particular news, friends. Yes.
Yes, in which actor Arjun Rampal's girlfriend, his brother, Agisilaus Demetriadis, is also an accused. Now, Demetriadis and other foreign nationals were arrested by NCB officials for running a drug syndicate. Now, Kunal Jani is being investigated regarding his links with drug peddlers and the drug syndicate that was busted by NCB last year, said Samir Wankade.
Yeah.
Now,
When.
sources said, yeah,
Yeah.
when he was the zonal director. Now, sources said Kunal Jani allegedly acted as a mediator for drug peddlers and clients. His name cropped up during the questioning of some of the accused. His name came up in the Sushant Singh Rajput case. ED had found a chat group of actor Ria and Kunal Jani where drugs were being discussed. Now, Ria and her brother Shovik were named in a charge sheet by NCB in connection with drugs angle related to the death of actor Sushant Singh. Sources said Ria and Jani had allegedly discussed drugs like doobies and buds. Jani was questioned by the NCB last year for 6 hours, and he denied any connections to drugs or being involved in any kind of drug procurement. Kunal Jani is the director of Bandra-based restaurant with actor Shilpa Shetty's husband Raj Kundra and Ranjit Singh Bindra, who is accused in the Iqbal Mirchi case and was also investigated by the ED. Now you see how many connections we are talking about, and how these people can escape a country so easily, which means that,
Yes.
see, what is the judiciary doing? you know what are they doing? This vacation court, who is sitting in this vacation court? Is it Karan Johar? I really don't know what's happening there.
Yeah, see, I mean, why is there separate rules for the common man who is paying tax, and for these kind of people, who is very rich and affluent, right? Isn't the law the same for each and every person? फडणवीस के बाईस SIT पर भरोसा नहीं करना चाहिए. आ, सारे
Sare
पॉलिटिशियन एक
politicians ek hai.
है. Okay.
Yes, absolutely, Chandan. Because see, even I don't trust Devendra Fadnavis from what he has ever since he has come to power. He has not done anything that has made us, have confidence in his, talk or what he's doing, his action. So this is something I agree totally with you.
A lot is depending on Nitesh Rane right now, right? Because Nitesh Rane is the only key, right? He
He's
is
the
the one.
only man who started with the attacking, and he stood by it. He is the man who's walking the talk. He has not wavered from what he has said right from the beginning. So he seems to have a lot of guts, and we all have to stand with him. It's important. Now, Sunita says, ma'am, this Dino doesn't have a career. Maybe he acted itsy bitsy roles previously, but why is he supported by Bollywood? Now, see, if you look at Dino's background, Sunita, he is very close to Aditya Thackeray. When Mahavikas Agadi was in power, he used to sit with Aditya in his car and go everywhere. They were so close, and all these sports things and all they were involved with Imtiaz Khatri, they were all a group in which all the Jackie's son, Jackie Shroff's son, all of them were involved in it. So, you cannot, in fact, there are so many photographs where you will see this girl, Jacqueline Fernandez, with Dino Moria, with Aditya Thackeray, you know, and so many of these people, they are a group, you know. And someone was saying that, see, Gauri, you remember Ria traveled in Gauri's car when Gauri Singh's car when she used to go to NCV. Now he is very close to Salman Khan. They have a bicycling group. They take their cycles and they go mountaineering into a bicycle. And in fact, in some photographs, Sushant was also there. They tried their best to put Sushant also in that group. But Sushant being different, he chose a different way of life. And that they would not allow. That is how this whole thing started. Just because he did not fit into this group and did not listen to their commands.
Yes, and that was when even Ria was said to be dating Bunty Sachdev. Yes.
Welcome, Srijana. And Smita says, very shady background with so many allegations on him. Yes. Renu says, Sushant ko justice क्या मिलेगा frame ma. Okay, here she's asking whether he will get justice. See, Renu, if the system is clear. Now, see, there are many things here involved, okay? Elections are coming. And if they want to expose the Thakres, and the Mahavikas Agadi, then the best thing is to pick up these cases and expose them because they've got all the proof. And they've got Paramveer Singh and Wazir with them. So those are the stooges are there. So there's no, if they want to win the elections, they will certainly do that. But the will is a political one, not that of the common
it's
man.
It's a political motive.
Yeah. For us, we are fighting for a life, or 2 lives, or 3 lives, or a dozen lives. So our motive is very pure. We've been doing that for the past 3.5 years, as have all the SSRians who joined us. So, if you're asking if they have the motive to cleanse the system, I would not say all of them have it. Modiji is doing his best because places like Assam are, really picking up on the drug trade and all that. So there are some people, politicians who are like Yogi Adityanath ji and all. They are really picking up on mafia and all these activities, nefarious activities. But whether, there are others in the in the party who are game for that. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, friends, don't forget the Mahadev app scam as well. ED is doing so far a very good job, I must say. The Mahadev app scam is linked to D Company, and then we have seen that links with the cricket match fixing, and also many Bollywood actors were summoned with regards to that. So things are happening with regards to some other cases which are linked to the whole system. So that's how they are working right now. Yes.
So Priya comes out with a good question. She says, yes, very innocent man, SSR. If SIT team would solve the case, then what will happen to the reputation of CBI? Questions will raise, yes, absolutely. What were they doing all this time? And Wolf says, Sab mile hue hai. Fadnavis knows too much and they haven't squeezed it out of Rohan Rai yet. Seems rather fishy. Yes, the last news we heard was that Rohan Rai was taken to an undisclosed destination and was being questioned by the SIT. Welcome, Bob.
Welcome, Bob.
Yes, we want justice for Sushant, and until he and Disha and so many others get justice, we are not going to rest. That is for sure, Bob. Yeah, back to you.
Yeah, so friends, speaking of Dino Moria, I don't know if you remember that there was a bank fraud case. Now, the ED has alleged that there's a bigger bank scam in volume that of the Punjab National Bank fraud by fugitive Nirav Modi and Mehul Chokshi, as it involves fraud to the tune of 16,000 crores. Now, the ED said it has attached assets of late Congress leader Ahmed Patel's son-in-law, actors Dino Moria and Sanjay Khan and DJ Akhil, in a criminal investigation into money laundering case linked to the alleged bank fraud. The case involves a Gujarat based pharmaceutical company called Sterling Biotech Group and its absconding main promoter brothers Nitin Sandesara and Chetan Sandesara. The ED has alleged that it's a bigger bank scam in volume uh, of that of the PNB or the Punjab National Bank fraud by Nirav Modi and Mehul Choksi, as it involves fraud to the tune of 16,000 crores. A consortium of banks led by Andhra Bank were alleged to have been duped, it said. The amount pegged to about 13,400 crores. So, out of this, the value of attachment of assets for the Khan is rupees 3 crores. For Dino Moria, it is 1.4 crores. For DJ Akil, it is 1.98 crores. And for Irfan Siddiqui, who is Patel's son-in-law, it is 2.41 crores, the Central Probe Agency said in a statement. So, friends, after this, there has been not much follow-up with regards to this particular case. So, this is just, a jog to memory lane, right?
Yeah.
Because Dino
So
Moria was
Chandan
said to be involved
says,
in this particular case.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So Chandan says, why are we not talking about Akshay Kumar's tweet about SSR? We have spoken about this time and again, Chandan, that he and Dino Moria tweeted about SSR's death even before any news came out about SSR, which means they were in the know of it. And then what happened was they were camouflaging it by saying that, see, Akshay Kumar was in some other part of the world and there was a time difference. And that's why, it happened that way. But we all know that these people knew very well about the whole thing and this was going to happen. All of them actually should be given third degree. Unless they are given third degree, they are not going to bleed. You know, they have to be taken into a corner and really given, each one will, tell you that what they have done. But what happens is, I was listening to a small video of the Singapore Prime Minister speaking, and he was saying that, see, we have to cleanse the system. You know, cleanse the system means cleanse the system. There is no, 100%, 50%, 30%. No. Singapore is one of the cleanest of countries. I'm talking about criminal through, because of it's clean through, they don't have a lot of crime and all that. So what is the reason? The reason is they have tough laws, and they are very, very strict about things. Do you think we cannot do it? We can do it. The way people like Yogi Ji and Himanta Biswa are all working shows itself that they can be tough and they can stick to their guns and get things done. Same thing can be done. But only thing is, there are a few people who stick so closely to Bollywood. A lot of them depend on Bollywood for extra cash. Okay,
So, it's
and
across
all
both
this
party
extra
lines.
cash is through money laundering. And then if you ask, see, it's very simple to find out who are these corrupt politicians. Check how many houses they have. When they give their affidavits, before elections, you will find out how much they have as in assets. That is the time when you have to, zero in on them and find out how did they get this much. They'll say the husband made it, or their wife made it, or blah blah made it. It is at that time you have to zero in and kick them out royally from the ministry. People want that. Hats off, both of you, Meenaji and Jaydev sir, for doing this for common man. Otherwise, we all will not be aware of the dark side of Bollywood. Deeply, we want justice. Absolutely, this is something we really want. Wolf, exactly. You need pressure and heat to take out after either the dirt. Yes. Welcome, Purnima.
Welcome. Good evening, Srinivas. So, friends, if you do like our content, make sure to hit that like button because hitting that like button, helps us a great deal. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Good
Now,
evening,
Karan
Srinivas.
Johar has always been a
Yeah.
very soft target for the trolls on social media. Recently, an Instagram user made an inappropriate comment on the filmmaker's post asking him to get a bahu for his mother. The comment read, "Bahu la do ma ko time pass nahi hota hoga. Get a wife, it must be hard for your mother to pass the time." In a reply, Karan wrote, "Of all the crazy trolls, the abuse and judgment I get about my life choices and my way of being, I find comments like these the most offensive. Firstly, no bahu should be a time pass for anyone's mother. A bahu is a label which comes with ridiculous, regressive baggage. She's an individual in her own right and can pass her time now how she likes personally and professionally. Also, to everyone, I would like to add my mother co parents my children with me and doesn't need any time pass. Her life is complete by the love we receive from her and do our best to give it back with all our heart. And bringing in a Bahu is not an option to whoever is concerned about my relationship status. My children are blessed to have my mother guide us all. And in life, if I were to have a partner, I would do so to fill my void, not anybody else's. Thank you for listening. So, looks like this man has got really heckled by all the people's comments. One thing he doesn't realize is that he will get trolled. He will get comments because of the way he speaks. He alone does not have the license to say whatever he wants with regards to sex or whatever. Other people also have the right to comment. Gratitude, Meenaji and Jaydev. Thank you for the fiber of my being for sticking with Sushant. And thank you, Gloria. All of you are an essential part of it. We have not done it singly. We are all here
Yeah,
because of
absolutely.
the strength of being together, in the movement. Seema, I think you
Thanks.
do a
Yeah.
fantastic job and assessments. Thank you so much, Seema. I've totally boycotted theaters after SSR murder. Now, friends, here's another thing that I'd like to warn you about. And this is, if you notice that if you're on Facebook, please make it a point. If you are on Facebook, you will find that Facebook is being paid to push Bollywood, items into Facebook. Now, yesterday I complained saying that you are unnecessarily pushing these items into my page. Okay, so they ask for, how Facebook is. If they don't like what you do, they'll give you 100 little points. Is it because of this? Is it because of that? Is it because of daddy, mummy, child? So I answered all of that, and then within 5 minutes the reply comes. None of them are offended. You're not offended, eh? So we'll put it back in place. Now, what I'm saying is, friends, whenever you see any item on Bollywood in Facebook, please remove it. Make it a point until we are boycotting Bollywood, because these people are being paid to push Bollywood. So everything about Alia's cute green-eyed baby, everything falls on my page, even though I don't like them at all. I can't stand her on ads. I can't stand when I open TV and I see her all over the place. So I'd rather not have her on my Facebook also. God alone now alone knows when she can come, anytime to our lives as well. So this is really ridiculous. So please be aware that these multinational companies have no patriotism. They don't care about India. They don't care about all the ill things happening in India, which are affecting our children, our next generation. So they'll say, okay, it's okay, let Bollywood do what they want. No, we do. Okay, Bollywood is spreading the wrong influence on our youngsters, and we will fight tooth and nail for that. Okay, so please do not come as multinationals and tell us what to do. Go back to your country, America, wherever you want to go, and spread that Hollywood is the best. There also you will get big bans, because Hollywood is facing the nastiest, hit back from people. Because recently what I read was that Epstein has not died. He's still there in his island. Please read
Yeah.
that news also. Yes.
So yeah, there's a lot of questions coming. How much do you think that the investigation will give us the right information? Because a member of SIT is from the Malbani police station. Yes, so Nitesh Rani has strongly, said that this particular officer needs to be removed from the SIT team, and he has approached the court. So we'll have to wait and watch, Chaya, because at this point of time we really don't know how it will turn out. Yes, Mira, hi.
Yeah, please note, Meera, Zoom channel belongs to, the what you call Stardust Group, okay, Nari, Hirani, and they are very much pro Bollywood. Dino Moria attended yes, we've already explained that some priests were called, for the Christmas lunch at Modi ji's place, and he would have lashed himself to the Italian priest because he's half Italian. And then he would have said that, see, I'm best friends with PM. That's how they act. Yes, exactly. Rogue meeting. Yes. Yes, Meenaji. Bollywood makes a big impact on youngsters, so awareness is a must.
Yes,
And
Purna.
Masai says, you're right. I tried the same, but to no avail. And you can, one thing is, Masai, they are so aggressive. They sit on your bloody page and tell you what to do. I don't
Because
want to see these people.
because there's so much of crores and crores of money is being pumped into Facebook for
Yes. Yes.
promoting their content.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Purnima. You're saying I'll also find Bollywood news in my Facebook page from now onwards. I'll remove these contents. So we have around 219 people. Can all these 219 people remove these pieces of news from their Facebook and from other social media? I would be very grateful because then you are following Boycott Bollywood to the T.
Yeah, Twitter is doing a great job, or X. I must say that every day SSR justice is trending each and every day, even now. And hats off to the SSRians on X as well. Yes.
Our group has boycotted Facebook movies and series. Here, Vinny, what I'm doing is through Facebook, we are promoting the justice for SSR. So for us also, we have to spread that news. So it's very important that we talk and spread news. So that is the only reason. Otherwise, I find Facebook the most boring, app that ever. So I think with this news, we can end the session. Jaydev, we'll see you tomorrow with a lot more news. Good night and Jay.
Jai Hind.